This is variables on each side part 2. So we're looking at number 3 right here. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite it using addition to the opposite. So you should know that I'm going to do that now because it can really help solve problems. It takes away some questions. Now I need to simplify on both sides of the equal sign as much as I can. Nothing I can do over here. So I just drop those down. Distributive property, 15x plus negative 12. I still have some things I can do because I have like terms. So over here stays the same. 5x plus 5 is equal to 5x plus negative 12. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and simplify. I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides. 5x is equal to 5x plus negative 17. Subtract 5x. So that's 0 equals negative 17. Hopefully you remember from the previous lesson, I end up with something like this. This is not true. 0 does not equal 17. So it's no solution. Now I could have seen that earlier. Up here, if I see that, I know, well, when 5x on this side and this side goes away, I have 5 equals negative 12, so I know that's not going to be true. Okay, looking at number 4, and we are working on cross multiplication in this case. So there's multiple ways to do it, but I'm going to cross multiply, and you can only do that when there's an equal sign between them and there's nothing else over here. Before you do that, it's always helpful to put parentheses. Put parentheses so you know that you will use distributive property. It doesn't matter which one you put on the left. So 2, 6 plus 3x, 4, 4x plus a negative 7. So I cross-multiplied, I used parentheses, I used addition of the opposite. Get in the habit of doing those things. Now I'm going to do distributive property. 12 plus 6x, 16x plus negative 28. This time I'm going to change the side of things. So I'm going to take this, put it over here, make it a negative. This, move it over here and make it a negative. Negative 16x plus 6x equals negative 12 plus negative 28. So this time I decided to solve it by just changing the side of terms. So once you've simplified everything down, you can just switch the side of individual terms by just changing the sign. So x is equal to 4. Last one. I have two rectangles. I need to find the value of x so that they have the same area. Okay, so their area has to be the same. So I'm going to show you a little bit of extra work. The area of one has to equal the area of the other. Well, area is length times width. So the length times width of one has to equal the length times width of the other. So this one is 12 times x. And this one is 16 times x plus negative 2. You can skip to this step, but I'm just showing you where I get it. The areas are the same, which means length times width is the same, which means this is the same. So I get negative 32, subtract 16x. So x is equal to 8. Make sure to go take that quiz on Edmodo. Rewatch this if you need to.